Of course, the royal family and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are expecting their first child, and there's so much excitement around this, and it has been reported that Kate has broken away from royal tradition by introducing a baby shower to the palace for the very, very first time, and we suspect that there might have been that quintessential afternoon tea that was included in the celebrations as well. Now, if ever you are invited to an afternoon tea, we want to show you exactly what you need to do and what you must never do when it comes to that afternoon tea, and we've invited our expert, Jessica Bonnen, and she's going to show us exactly what it comes, how to actually drink that tea as well. So Jessica, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
Because I think I've been doing the wrong things this whole time.
Okay.
When I make tea, there's a lot of in the, in the cup, and the sugar and the milk goes in first, and then the tea. But you're going to show us exactly what to do from beginning to end, right?
Yes, I'm going to run you through it. Okay, so first things first, I suggest you use loose leaf tea because that's far superior to tea bags.
I like that.
What you can do is get a beautiful little strainer like that, which basically goes over the teacup. Okay. So I'm just going to run you through pouring the tea.
Wonderful. So the tea goes in first.
It's actually the reason that they used to do the milk first was because they were using very delicate porcelain, and to prevent the porcelain from breaking, they would put milk in first.
Oh, okay.
Some people say that they can taste a difference when you put the milk in first or after. I prefer to put it in after, but not many people will call that a bad etiquette.
Okay, not a problem.
Yes. So the teaspoon always goes on the right-hand side of the teacup. If you're sitting with a low table, one would put a napkin on one's lap and hold the tea cup and the tea saucer on your lap. You always take one sip and then replace the teacup.
Okay.
If it's on the table.
You don't just hold it there throughout the conversation.
No, it's considered very rude to throw your teacup around. And yes, so leaving it on the table in between, if you're sitting at a normal table, is absolutely fine. Okay. Now, in terms, you mentioned clanging.
Yes.
We don't want to clang.
Okay, cool.
So,
I'm learning.
If you do add milk, which is absolutely fine, just a little dash is always good. If you're going to add sugar, of course, the little sugar cubes are always loads of fun.
I love the sugar cubes.
They're super cute. Then the sort of traditional way of stirring your tea is not to clang it around the teaspoon, but to move it from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock in a circular type.
Clockwise?
Yes.
Okay.
So from bottom to top, and that's how you stir it, and always replace your teaspoon into the saucer.
It's all very, like, just delicate and, just very classy as well.
Yes.
Now, of course, if I were going to have some tea, I would be using which is an alternative. You don't have to use sugar, but you could use the Selati sweetener as well. Now, for those of us like myself who are watching the waistline in anticipation for summer, I would probably, thank you so much, Jessica. I'm having so much fun doing this with you. I'd probably just use 1 turn, and of course it's aspartame free as well, and it's just as delicious as sugar. So I'm going to put this on the other side, on the right-hand side. I'm going to
from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
Clockwise, darling. All right, absolutely. Wow, I do this. If you would like to learn how to make these fantastic little sugar cubes, which go so well into your afternoon tea, take a look at this.
Mix together sugar and a little water to get the texture of damp sand. Press into silicone ice cube trays, then leave to dry before unmolding.
I was looking for my napkin, but I don't have one, so we're going to pretend that it's here, because I have learned and I'm taking all of these notes. All right. So do you have 1 or 2 more tips for us in terms of how to, approach drinking tea properly?
Absolutely. So the proper way to hold a teacup is to use 2 or 3 fingers on the one side. The pinky doesn't necessarily have to be pointing out, but it was used initially to balance, and never slurp your tea.
Okay, cool.
So we sip delicately like ladies.
Wonderful. So we're not going to be slurping. And to some grandparents, I won't say who, that like to pour the tea into the saucer and drink it like that, I'm sure that is not good, right?
That was initially done because the tea was very hot, and it actually was considered etiquette back in the day. Not so much anymore.
Mark, good job, you did it. Okay, we're going to take a break before I get into trouble and my grandmother actually calls me for outing her on national TV. Mark, don't worry, it's still right. We'll see you right back after this.